Welcome to the show. Donnie Mack, Hunt, Fish, Cook. I've come back to some of my old stomping grounds when I grew up. We're on Kentucky Lake in Tennessee, wood duck and teal hunting. Now, that's one piece. Second piece is I've got a gang with me you are not going to believe. We're very, very fortunate to be with some of the best there is when it comes to waterfowling. Third piece, duck hunters, I got to tell you, I'm in the land of toys today. I've got a guy that's come out with about 5 different decoys. You're going to love them. We're going to talk all about it. It's teal, it's wood ducks, it's time. Don't go anywhere. Donnie Mack, this is Hunt, Fish, Cook. Man. Folks, welcome back to the show. Donnie Mack, Hunt, Fish, Cook. We're on Kentucky Lake with a bunch of supersized, awesome waterfowlers, fishermen, you name it, we got it. There's some names that are known throughout. There's a teal coming right in the decoys right there. Yeah, that's the first time. One of the best known outdoorsmen in the country, Gary Mason right here. We just caught him missing.
Hey, that ain't the first time and won't be the last if I live long enough.
This is awesome. Like I said, we're on Kentucky Lake, which is in Tennessee. And it's teal season and wood duck season. We've got a bunch of characters. I'm gonna tell you all about it. First, look right here, right here. Touchdown! It's just about to start raining. I'm gonna have to apologize to one of my sponsors, Frog Dogs. This morning we got out here, it's blue sky, and it's moved in. We never thought twice it was gonna be raining, but nevertheless, I don't think we're gonna melt. Mark Arnold with Quest Outdoors. Mark is from the Camden area. Those big ducks. And he has developed a series of duck decoys, motion decoys, that are just sensational. Now, listen to those ducks on top of us. Mark, first off, we got a crew with us, and go ahead and just tell me, run off who we got over here.
Got a real good friend of mine, Larry Cooley, and his son Cameron. We got Gary Mason, Mike McLemore, legend of the outdoors, and Tom Moody with Triton Boats.
We've got a teal coming dead in right in front of us. Right? That thing nearly attacked that decoy. Let's talk about these decoys. They are stellar. I got to, before you even get going on them, Mark got a hold of me a while back, said, you got to check these decoys we're putting together. He knew that was my secret button, man. He said, yeah. Tell me about them.
Well, Donnie, we've got several. The first original decoy that I made is called the Mallard Master Pro, and it's a spinning wing decoy.
Right.
And it's on the water. As the wings spin, it slaps the water and propels it in a circular motion. Of course, it creates splash and rippling through the decoys. And it's controlled by an intermittent timer. It operates 2 seconds on and 2 seconds off. So you don't have that continuous wing flap.
Sure.
Something just a little bit different.
Totally love that.
The second decoy we've got out here that we're using this morning is called the Mallard Master Feeding Frenzy. Now, it's a feeder decoy, and you see the orange and white feet on that rascal. Boy, it creates a commotion kicking that water up.
It's as good as any feeder decoy I've seen. I got to tell you. I just got to tell you.
We've had a lot of success with them. Thousands of people across the country have as well. Now, I've come out with a new one this year. I used to say I'll never do a decoy on a stick, but I've got one.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's called the Aviator 3D, but it's got a little kicker to it. It's not just on the stick. It's got full body motion, and it's controlled by an intermittent timer as well. And that thing rocks back and forth, banks left and right.
Sits on a pivot and just goes crazy.
And And boy, they Teal loved it this morning.
Have they ever? I can't wait till a little later in the season when you go after these big birds with it. This is some fantastic products. These things are working and there's one more thing about them that I really, really like is the battery power, which is, we're a lot of us big spinning wing decoys, we're used to the big battery packs. Mark, you're running on little batteries.
Right, 4.5 volts, which is 3 AA batteries. Alkalines or rechargeables, either one, whichever you prefer.
But the big thing is they last.
Yes, absolutely, up to 9 hours, and actually the new Aviator will run all day on 3 AA batteries.
It's amazing. That's amazing. Look right here. Beautiful, beautiful. Gentlemen, do y'all miss? I've got to ask, why did I bring a gun? I've got one of my idols standing next to you, Mike McLemore.
Mine too.
Let's face it. I hate to say
y'all make me sound old.
Hey, this fella right here has taught a whole bunch of folks how to call and call right when it comes to duck and goose. And now let me ask you too. Now Gary's a big time guide. He is well known across the country. Big outfitter. And when we're teal hunting and wood duck hunting, there's not a lot of calling involved, but if there is to be some calling, what would y'all suggest?
They make there's wood duck calls that are on the market that sound like a wood duck. I don't know how much it helps, and the teal, is got a little blurred, high-pitched sound, and I don't know how much that helps either, because these birds, I think mainly what they do is, in this scenario right here, is you got decoys, and once they sell the decoy pretty much do it.
Sure.
There's not a lot of calling involved.
And
It's not like a mallard or a black duck.
you got to work them in.
That's right.
And again, teal, their biggest defense is their speed.
Sure.
They're real curious. They come in and buzz a set of decoys, and that's when you go.
Right. Well, and the neat thing about Mark's decoys is they add a lot of movement to the spread. It's raining here, and even though we got some wind, there's not a lot of movement in the spread. But Mark's spinning wing decoys add a lot of movement to the spread, and I think those ducks can see that from a long way off.
And I don't know how y'all arrange this. The wind is at our back. You guys are amazing. We just did a count, make sure we're okay on limit. We've been here less than an hour. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. We can kill 2 more birds, and we're out. Those decoys are amazing. Hey, we'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk real quick. We came in here in a fleet of those beautiful Triton boats.
Yes,
now, I got to tell you, they don't make a better duck boat than the aluminum Triton boats.
I agree with you, bud. Sure do. I've been duck hunting all my life, and the Triton boats are tough, and they'll take whatever you want to give them anytime you want to use them, cold, hot, whatever. They're there to stay with you.
You got to admit, duck hunters, they enjoy tearing stuff up. They can't.
Part of
So
the
you
game.
got to build them a boat that'll hold up. And
That's right.
if you're gonna be out here on a bad day, you got to have a boat that can handle it.
Well, you got to have a boat that's dependable. We've been out here. That's our duck blind in the background out there, and this lake gets rough. That's the one thing about Kentucky Lake. It'll get rough real quick before you can really realize it. We've been out here on a few days, and it get rough, but it's always safe to go back anytime you want to go.
Scott, I got to tell you, you would have loved to have been here today, brother.